Hello, my name is Stephen Braybrook, aka The Movement Man. I'm the inventor and creator of BrainMove. This two-day course will take you through a journey of understanding the difference between the mind and the brain and how they impact the body in movement. We will understand the processes and the pathways that your first thoughts you've had as a child impacts the mind, and the journey that it's taken to give you your understanding through your brain and your behavior and your posture that you show the world. And if we have any disconnections or lack of safety or soothing effects within any of the pathways that the brain and the mind and the brain has in its loops, then we will show dysfunction, a lack of performance, and a lack of being totally yourself. So the key thing to remember at this stage is the brain is a slave to the mind, and your mind stores everything that you've done from the moment you conceived to where you are now. And we can map the mind's processing effects all the way through to your cognitive behavior. And it is this stage of the brain where we disassociate and disconnect that we see in behavior, performance, movement, and issues around movement and behavior. So you will learn how to track and trace the mind and the brain to the body. We will start to understand some of the key areas, one being the sensory processing issues that you will need to understand that they bring in external stimulus from the environment to start to give you a perception within your mind. So we'll start to assess, reset our sensory input, understand the disconnected sensory input that leads to a brain disconnection sensory processing issue that also leads to a disconnected brain integration throughout all the different pathways within the brain. Remember, we need to take in external environment through our external world and perceive it through our internal understanding of the world. So we start to understand the external and internal influences and how you live in two different worlds. The great thing about this course, guys, not only can we path, map and understand the information the brain perceives, filters, distorts, generalizes and much more into the brain that can be disconnected due to the information that the mind has, that we see in our movement. We can assess it, we can test it, and we can reset it in a very short space of time. So you will learn some phenomenal skills, so much practical understanding of how we can take an individual that looks like has a poor movement or performance or pain issue, and we can map it right back to the brain and even further back to the mind and understand how the internal and external worlds collide. This two-day course, guys, will open yourself up to so much more than what currently seen just through the body. We go directly to the mind and we understand the mind's influence on the brain and the mind's influence on the body. So come and join me for this two-day course. Great fun, lots of practicals, some phenomenal theory to back it up. But most importantly, you will learn a step-by-step guide, pathway, and the manual set out in a step-by-step practical guide where we will start from point A and find the issue and correct it at point B, all the way through to understanding how point C is our take-home message for our clients. It's a step-by-step guide to assess, test and reset in the shortest time available. And this could happen in minutes. So come and join me on this two-day course.